why. I figured that the easiest way to start with Papa's plants is to start at the end. Here we have tomato plants, and these are all hydroponic. We have Swiss chard, more tomato plants down here. We have broccoli, which we got a beautiful head of broccoli off of that. We have some curly kale. More tomatoes. They're trying to take over the planet and cutting off the walkway. And we actually have corn back there. We have turnip greens, a lot of them. More broccoli behind. Ooh. And down here we have more tomatoes. And we have some other, I'm not sure what type of green that is, but on this side we have bok choy and kale and eggplant. We have some more kale and tomatoes. We have carrots and beautiful red pepper. We have some more tomatoes and, shocking, more tomatoes. And over here I believe this is celery and more tomatoes. Some big fat tomatoes. Look how many tomatoes on this one plant. And then we have more tomatoes. These are the ugly tomatoes. They're black karma, black currant, something like that. And more tomatoes. Look at that big fat tomato. We have some really beautiful tomatoes this year. We come over, we have our basil, and we have another type of kale. We have all these beautiful little baby bell peppers. And more curly kale. And here is our oregano. I don't think it likes the sunlight, but we'll see. We have some peppers and some more bok choy. And we have the broad beans. They're big, fat beans. They go really good in the soup. And quite a few really serious beans here. And we have more tomatoes. And we have a beautiful head of cabbage. This head of cabbage looks like you buy it in the store. And celery. Homegrown celery. I'm going to try to get in close so you can see the stalks of celery. Nice bright green or dark green celery. It's pretty nice. And more peppers and more tomatoes. Now over here we have blueberries, which this year we're going to have quite a few on this little plant. Some nice blueberries. We have more broad beans up here. As you can see, they're starting. Some nice beans. And back here we have tomatoes and kale and basil. We have turnip greens. Turnip greens seem to be doing really well this year. Then we have different types of Swiss chard. We have the red and the yellow Swiss chard, and more bok choy. Big bok choy back here, like really nice, beautiful leaves. Curly kale and more Swiss chard up here. These plants have probably 2 years they've been going. Still growing. We have some carrots. And these are grown the old-fashioned way. They're in dirt. And over here we have some chives and tomatoes. Strawberry plants are starting to migrate from our little tower into a pot back there. And we have these little strawberries growing up here. And more tomatoes. A lot of tomatoes. A lot of tomatoes. And over here we have broccoli, and you can see the little head starting to grow in the middle. Little cute baby broccoli. Up here we have lemon basil. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, like peppery. And this tower, this gray wooden thing, they're strawberries. It's hard to see. See if I can find any that are getting ripe over here. Oh, we have one that passed, but we have a couple down here that are pretty nice berries. We had a couple really big ones there. We have our bathtub tomato plant. I'm not sure why, but this tomato plant has the most little baby tomatoes growing on it, and it's doing really well over here in the tub. Out in the yard, we have beans and stuff like that growing. Not too much progress there, but then we have all our berries over here, and there's a cherry tree in there, and an apple tree.